Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
Welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports, where it's your boy King hanging out with you here on this Sunday night. Get ready to watch the New England Patriots take on the Baltimore Ravens in beautiful Charm City, Maryland, at M&T Bank Stadium. By the way, never use M&T Bank as your bank. That's just an aside. But yeah, M&T Bank sucks. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about your banking situation. We're here to talk about football. And the Patriots have a chance now with the Broncos having lost earlier today to the Jacksonville Jaguars by 14 points. Not to say I told you so, but I told you so. A lot on the line here for the game. And again, a lot on the line here for the Ravens. They want to try to keep pace with the Steelers here. They're going to have to win tonight as the Steelers come away with a wild ending in their game in Detroit. Detroit had a couple of chances to get a touchdown. Looks like they got one touchdown taken away by an OPI. Then at the end of the game, they get another touchdown taken away by an OPI. But because there was no time left on the clock and the OPI and St. Brown had tossed it to Goff to go in for the touchdown, but it was an OPI on the initial catch on the touch. So it was a whole bunch of things. Doesn't matter. Either way, the Lions lose. The Steelers win in a wild one in Detroit. And now Detroit is down to, I believe, only 16% chance to make the playoffs because they lose. The Bears have clinched a playoff spot. The 49ers have clinched a playoff spot to join, I guess, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Eagles, who have also clinched spots as well. Only 2 spots remain in the NFC. 5 spots have been clinched. 2 spots remain to be seen. Who gets those? That's really going to be up to who wins the NFC South and then who gets perhaps that last wild card spot. Crafty in the chat says, Loins doing Loins things. ELS saying, hey, listen, I just realized that if the Vikings win on Christmas Day against the Lions will be in last place in the NFC North. And who saw that possibly coming? But we'll see what happened there. We'll see. Have we heard anything on J.J. McCarthy? Do we know what's going on with him? I guess we'll find out here in a moment because I'm going to look that up. What is going on with old J.J. here? I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about McCarthy. Nothing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Kenneth in the chat says, hey, my friend, how are you doing? Tonight I am doing good tonight, and I am in the AFC side and ate salmon patties for dinner. There you go. Little salmon patties. That's very good. Crafty in the chat says that the Lions and the Packers need to lose out. The Lions need the Packers to lose out to have a chance at the playoffs. Well, there's 2 games left. And what do we got? The Packers play these Ravens on next Saturday, the 27th, and then they end up with the Vikings on January 4th in 2026. So I would say maybe the Ravens get, but with the way the Packers play, they could lose to the Vikings. Crafty says, if you Google J.J. McCarthy and injury, Google will crash due to a system overload. Here we go. Baltimore's going to get the possession first, as New England has won the toss, and they have elected to defer. As we're getting ready to get the stats list up here. There we go. And there we are. And the kick is away. That's going to be out of the back of the end zone. Kneel down. Touchback. 1st and 10 for the Ravens from the 35-yard line. As I have my cherry Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Cherry, or cherry Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, or I don't know how to actually say it, but it's the Coca-Cola Zero Sugar flavored with a little bit of cherry. As I think I've had quite enough coffee today. We've got to switch to the caffeine in soda form now. 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson back, looks, throws, caught! Zay Flowers with the catch immediately. 1st down and 10. Yard pass to Zay Flowers there for Lamar Jackson. 1st and 10. Patriots wearing their silver helmets, white jerseys, and going with the white pants, white sock combination, going all white on this Sunday night. Meanwhile, the Ravens wearing black helmets, black uniforms, black jerseys, I should say, purple pants, and black socks. Hand off to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's going to get a 3-yard run, they're going to call that. 2nd and 7 from the 43 of the New England Patriots. Lloyd says he's got the Pats in this game. I, too, picked the Patriots in this game. 4-yard run for Derrick Henry. Off to the left side. It's going to be 3rd and 3 from the 39. Lloyd says, not going to lie, that Lions game was nail-biting. I'm sure, Lloyd, for you right now, this shirt might be what you're looking for. Fuck the Refs hoodie and t-shirt available over at bit.ly/stay tuned merch. Link in the top of the chat and in the description as well. Lamar Jackson steps back here on 3rd and 3. Can't find anybody open. Now finally throws. Catches by Zay Flowers. And my God, you can't give Lamar Jackson that much time to throw the goddamn ball. You can't do it. He's going to find somebody. He's going to fit it in there, and he does there. 18-yard pass to Flowers down to the New England 21-yard line, 1st and 10. So Zay Flowers has 2 receptions, 1 of 19, 1 of 18 yards. 37 total yards already for Zay Flowers. Yes, Lloyd, we know DK Metcalf punched her. That's going to be a suspension. That's going to be a paddling. 1st and 10. Lamar Jackson handoff here to Henry, and that's going to be gone. Touchdown, Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, 21-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens make quick work on the opening drive to get down the field. 5 plays, 65 yards, only 2 minutes and 39 seconds did it take the Ravens to get down the field and take a 6-0 lead on the Patriots. That was quick. That was quick. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. Extra point is through. And that makes it a 7-0. Ravens lead 12-21 remaining in the first quarter. 5 plays, 65 yards, 2 minutes and 39 seconds of time elapsed. Can the Patriots answer? Can Drake Maye, go ahead and answer that? We'll see. Kenneth in the chat says, Thieves versus Colts tomorrow. Why are the 49ers thieves? What's going on, Kenneth? You're at 11. What's the frequency, Kenneth? ELS has also picked the Patriots in this game right now. Not looking for all of us who picked the Patriots. Maybe not looking that great right now. Kenneth in the chat says, "Let's go Ravens." By the way, this is Stay Tuned Sports. I don't think I got to this earlier on before. Thank you so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like any part of this program, if you like anything that we do here on this channel, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button, share us around with the world. Let everybody in this world know that we exist, because right now, very few people do, and I'm very appreciative that you're one of them. So thank you very much for being there. But yes, please hit that share button. And of course, if this is your first time here or you haven't done it yet, first of all, why are you waiting so long? What's going on? Come on, get with the program. Come on. But in case it is your first time or in case you just haven't done it yet, please hit that subscribe button as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. Crafty in the chat says, Pat's sideline says, hey, we just got an express delivery from King. He says we can't give Lamar this much time to throw. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If they would just watch this stream on the sidelines, they would understand the perfect football strategy that they have to go ahead and do, and they'll go ahead and win the game. That's what I'm saying. Crafty, you know this as well as I do. If they would just listen to us, they would do so much better. Kenneth in the chat says the 49ers, they're the thieves. They like stealing the game. Apparently, kind of not a big fan of the San Francisco Santa Clara 49ers. ELS in the chat. He's going to ask us some questions here. Weird. We're just going right into it. I didn't even know what we were doing trivia. I thought ELS had kind of given up on that. But question 1 here from ELS. Who was the first player to throw for 4,000 yards? I don't know. Dan Marino? I'll say Dan Marino. Why not? Crafty says, any team that watched this Stay Tuned Sports stream would be undefeated. You are not wrong about that, Crafty. You are not wrong at all. So here we go. After the kickoff, New England returns it up to the 36-yard line, and that's where they're going to start. 1st and 10 from the 36. Yeah, I said Marino, too. That seems to be, I think, the obvious answer. At least to me, anyway. Drake Maye in shotgun. 1st and 10. Got a man in motion. Maye takes the snap, looks, throws. That's going to be caught. Mac Hollins with a 7-yard reception. 2nd and 3 from the New England 43 coming up here for Drake Maye and the Patriots. Looking to answer that opening drive from the Ravens. Ravens currently have a 7-0 lead. Now Maye goes under center. 11:44 remaining here in the first quarter. Drake Maye pulling out different protections. Coverages, as it were. It's going to be a handoff here. 1st down for the Patriots down to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, 6-yard run for Stevenson. Maye back into shotgun. That Diggs in motion. Maye steps back, looks, throws deep over the middle. Caught! And it's held on to. That was Diggs who caught that. Had his leg folded up under him, still held on to the ball. Hell of a catch by Diggs. And that's going to be a first down and 10 down all the way down to the Baltimore 26-yard line. 25-yard gain for the Patriots. The officials have stopped the game and saying they want to take a look at Diggs. He was kind of moving his shoulder. But the officials said he's got to leave the game for at least a moment because they stopped. Eli says the answer was Joe Namath in 1967 when he threw for 4,007 yards in a 14-game season. But that was the AFL. Are we so you're just saying for 4,000 yards in any league? Can we look at semi-pro leagues and say that works too? You got to say we were working under the assumption it was the NFL, and that's an AFL question. So therefore, I think that's incorrect. Patriots try to do a little bit of a razzle-dazzle play there. There was a direct snap there to Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson. Goes up the right side there, gets about 7 yards on that run, 2nd and 3 from the Baltimore 19-yard line. Maye under center. Going to be another handoff to Stevenson. That's going to be 1 or 2 yards. I think, well, they're going to give him 2 yards. So 3rd and 1 from the 17-yard line coming up here for the Patriots. Gratty says Namath sold his soul to win Super Bowl III and then spent the remainder of his career being a human pinata. Yeah, his knees did not do well. But, on the other hand, he absolutely just smashed tens every chance he got. And he looked like he did. So, good on him. I guess, selling your soul to win the Super Bowl and smash supermodels. Pretty good. Patriots have to take a timeout as the play clock ran down. I think they wanted to have the reset the play clock or whatever, but that did not happen. So the Patriots already down. A timeout early here in the first quarter. 8:46 remaining. 3rd and 1. Lloyd letting us know that he's busy with laundry. I did not need to know that you were cleaning your drawers. Didn't need it. Don't want it. But glad that you are, indeed, washing your clothes. Nobody wants to have, that stink, on your clothes. Because, yeah, you take a shower, you're fine, but then you put stinky clothes on. Why do you need that? So doing laundry is good, and I'm very proud to see that is something you're doing here for us, Lord. Thank you so very much. 3rd and 1, Drake Maye under center. Takes the snap. The play action. Just tosses up, throws through the hands of Hunter Henry, his receiver. 4th and 1 from the 17. Do the Patriots maybe perhaps go for it, or will they just go for a field goal? We're going to see. Oh, Vrabel's telling them stay out there. ELS, the NFL and AFL merger was in 1970, not 1966. They made the agreement in 66 to merge the leagues in 70, but the leagues were not officially merged until then. 4th and 1, Patriots going for it. And Drake May is going to do a quarterback sneak, and he is through. That's a first down for the Patriots down at the 15. 2-yard quarterback sneak for Drake May. ELS says, well, the NFL-AFL merger was 66, whatever, but if we're going to play that game, then it was Dan Fouts in 79 for the Chargers. So still, it was a 12-season, 13-season gap between Namath doing it in the AFL and Fouts doing it for the Chargers in 79. That's pretty something. That is something. Stevenson, that's going to be a loss of 3 yards on that play. Sorry, that was Henderson with the carry, not Stevenson. So 2nd and 13, all the way back at the 18-yard line. Second and 13, Maye in shotgun takes the snap. He rolls to his right, can't find anybody, rolls to his right, still can't find anybody, then just goes out of bounds. It's going to be a loss of about a yard. Or are they going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage? Nope. They're going to say it is a loss of a yard. He sacked himself. That's a sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
They're going to give credit to Simpson for the sack. Third down, 14 for the Patriots. Drake May getting pressured, escapes the pressure, throws, intercepted! Intercepted at the 4-yard line. So the Patriots don't even get a chance to get a field goal. Ravens take over at their own 4-yard line, 1st and 10, after Drake May throws a pick. Oh, no! 6:30 remaining in the first. And the Ravens have been just controlling this game. Man, I'll tell you what, these Christmas Day games, I bet you they wish they could flex some of these. Holy shit. Paul on the chat says, great start for the Ravens. You couldn't ask for a better start. ELS in the chat with question number 2 on the night says, how many quarterbacks threw? Yeah, you're going to have to, you get the way these questions are worded are so bad. Whoever does this doesn't know how to speak English. Question 2, I'm going to reword it to make it make sense. How many quarterbacks threw? See, again, it's hard because it says, how many quarterbacks throw for 4,000 passing yards in 1995? You got to use the proper terms. You got to use the proper tense of the word you're using. So it's actually how many quarterbacks threw for 4,000 passing yards in 1995. I'm going to say, 3, maybe. Maybe 2. Maybe just be 2. It could just be Steve Young and Brett Favre, maybe. That's a good question. I was going to say 2 or 3. Maybe I'll just go with 2. Maybe I'll just say Steve Young and Brett Favre. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I'll say that. Craft in the chat says Drake May, more like Drake Nay. Dad Joe Crafty back in the chat. Ka-ching. I love Dad Joe Crafty. That's the best. Oh yeah, it could have been Aikman too. It could have been Aikman too, but they ran a lot with Emmett. 1st and 10 from the 4. Hand off to Derrick Henry. Derrick's going to get 5 yards on the carry. Gets it down to the 9-yard line. 2nd and 5. Coming. 4. Oh, really? Jeff George threw that much? I know he had an arm, but he was also very inaccurate. But Brett Favre, Scott Mitchell, Warren Moon, and Jeff George, the 4 quarterbacks who threw for 4,000 yards in 1995. Derrick Henry, that's going to be good for about a 6-yard gain. 1st down, Ravens. Gets it down to the 15-yard line for the 1st down. Well, Scott Mitchell was quarterback for the Lions, I think, at this point. So Pete had to be traded before then. Lamar Jackson in shotgun. Mitchell, he's going to get about 5 yards. Gets it up to the 20-yard line. Another 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Ravens. ELS says, I've given up on using Jeopardy Labs. That's fine. Well, I mean, we got to find a nice trivia place for you, ELS, that has people that knows how to write the questions, knows what proper English is, and actually knows what the actual answer to the questions are. 2nd and 5, Lamar in shotgun. Going to be a handoff again to Mitchell. This time it's only going to be about 3 yards. 3rd and 2 from the 23. $4:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Smoke it if you got it. It's going to be another handoff to Mitchell, and this time he gets a little extra push from his offensive line, and he's going to just get over the 1st down marker. 1st down, Ravens. That was 3rd and 2, and he got a 2-yard run. 1st and 10 from the Baltimore 25-yard line for the Ravens. Lloyd says the Lions honestly better keep Dan Campbell. Has there been any rumor about the Lions getting rid of Dan Campbell? I've heard 0 word about that, and I don't think that they would. Zay Flowers, he catches that. That's going to be a 1st down. Gain of 14 yards on that pass. Gets it up to the 39-yard line. Ravens, 1st down. This New England defense having some struggles here with this Ravens team on this Sunday night early here. Zay Flowers has 3 catches, 51 yards already. So he is doing good. Lamar throws over the middle. That's going to be caught by Mark Andrews as they are now in Patriots territory. 1st down, Ravens. That's an 18-yard catch and run there by Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have another 1st down and 10 at the 43 of the Patriots. Yeah, I was going to say Wayne Fontes was, like, honestly, until Dan Campbell, he was like the best coach that I remember the Lions ever having. injured Patriot on the field, so they're going to take a timeout here at Baltimore. With the Ravens having a 1st and 10 at the New England 43. Joshua Farmer, the defensive tackle, is the injured Patriot on the field. Ooh, excuse me, I did a burping. Lloyd in the chat says, hey, listen, Bobby Ross got rid of all the good players and was kind of as dumb as a baked potato. Yeah, the baked potato can be solid if done right. By the way, ELS has question number 3 up here in the chat. If you want to join us and be part of Trivia Night, you can do so in the chat. Let your questions, let's hear the questions, read the questions, and answer the questions however you want. Try not to use Google, you cheating bastards. Question number 3 is, how many NFL Hall of Famers are from Florida State? Dion is, right? Dion, 1. I'll say 1. Deion Sanders. Is there really anybody else that you know from Florida State? Because Florida State really only got decent in the mid 80s. Paul says 9. Pardon me. Hand off to Derrick Henry. Derrick's going to get 5 or 6 yards on that particular carry. 2nd down and 4. Indeed, it was a 6-yard run. Referee spotted at the Patriots' 37-yard line. Paul says, scratch that. I'll say 3. I was thinking of Miami. Lloyd says, I thought he was talking about Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, no, Florida State is not Miami. Hand off to Derrick Henry again, and he's going to break through. Fumble! Derrick Henry fumbles the ball, and the Patriots recover. Oh, no! Disaster for the Baltimore Ravens, as each team now has traded turnovers, an interception for the Patriots. Now a fumble from Derrick Henry, helmet right on the ball, and then a peanut punch. So it wasn't even the helmet that did it. It was the helmet and then the punch. Knocked it loose. Answer, by the way, is 5. Fred Biletnikoff, Derek Brooks, Leroy Butler. I forgot about Leroy Butler. I didn't know he went to Florida State, to be honest with you. Walter Jones, and, of course, Deion Sanders. Those are the 5 Florida State Hall of Famers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 1st and 10 for Drake Maye and the Patriots at their own 32-yard line after the Derrick Henry fumble. Drake Maye looks, throws. That's going to be caught. 2-yard pass to Hollins. Gets it up to the 34. 2nd and 8 coming up. First quarter winding down here. Paul in the chat says, it seems like Derrick Henry has had a lot more fumbles this year than usual. I agree. It's like, and especially in the games that we've covered with the Ravens, he's had a couple of critical fumbles, and then just in general, he's had fumbles like that even early in the game. I don't know what it is. Drake Maye here on 2nd and 8. He's going to pull it down and run it himself. That's going to be a 3-yard run. I thought he got 4. I thought he got more than that, but they're going to say 3 yards. puts it down at the 38-yard line. 3rd and 4 is the official spot. So now 3rd and 4, Drake Maye in shotgun. He's got trips to his left. Ravens can't seem to find out where they want to be lined up at. A lot of confusion on the Baltimore side. Drake Maye has all day to throw the ball, and he's still running out of time, and now just throws it away on 3rd and 4. There's a flag down. And that's going to be the first flag of the evening. Holding on the Ravens, number 44. That's going to be Marlon Humphrey with the hold. He is holding him, and he holds the arm, and he holds the back of his jersey, and so it's all over. Henderson gets the carry after the penalty. 1st down and 10. Gets about 6 yards. And that's going to end the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Second and 4 from the 49-yard line for the Patriots when the second quarter begins. Here on Sunday Night Football, the Ravens holding a 7-0 lead. Both teams have had a turnover already in this game. Crafty in the chat says, yep, I think Derrick Henry has had fumbleitis this season pretty badly. And again, it's been more noticeable than I thought it would. Because he's had a couple of the big fumbles, like we said at the the Buffalo game. I think about some of the other games. I think the Bengals game on Thanksgiving, he had a couple. Like he's had these very critical fumbles, but he's also fumbled in some of these spots, like again early in the first quarter, things like that. So I don't know why. I mean, that's not something we've really ever seen from Derrick Henry before. So why is all of a sudden now he's fumbling so much more? I don't know. Lloyd says, King, I was too young to remember, but how was Strahan for the Giants? He was, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer for a reason. He was a special talent. He was a special talent on a team that wasn't always good. Shocking, I know, with the Giants. But he was real good in that classic defensive end role. And yeah, I mean, he was good. Like, again, it's hard sometimes because as Giants fans, like, I grew up with Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson and Carl Banks and these kind of players, Jim Burt. You grow up with these kind of players, and you have other defensive players come up for you that play well and play good, but you're always measuring them against those players. And that Giants defense from the 80s is such a special and unique defense, and everybody was so great. Like, like you think of Michael Strahan, and you're like, yeah, man, he was good. He was good. But when you stop and think about in the time period that he played, Strahan was the best. At the defensive tackle position, I think he was the best in his time that he played. Henderson, 2nd and 4. He's going to run right up the middle. Flag down. Waiting for the call here. Illegal formation on the Patriots. So that's going to move them back. Makes it 2nd and 9 from the 44. Paul in the chat says, yeah, Strahan, he was great. He was great. Maye looks, throws on 2nd and 9. Going to be a 7-yard pass to Mac Hollins over on the right side. Going to be 3rd and 2 from the 49 of the Ravens. And that year, the 2007 season, his last year with the Giants, he had held out for all of training camp, like with a contract dispute. And then once training camp was over, signed. And his whole reason, he just said, I didn't want to do training camp, so I decided to hold. And he was still a beast that year. Maye over the middle, throws, caught. Hunter Henry holds on to that ball this time. And that's going to be good enough for a first. Down, 5-yard pass. Gets it down to the 44. 1st and 10. Patriots. Oh, almost said Ravens. I did see some of that come over Twitter there. Paul says, great. My St. Louis Cardinals just traded Wilson Contreras to the Red Sox. Jesus, we already traded them Sonny Gray. Cards might lose 100 games next year. Yeah, can you please stop helping the goddamn Red Sox? Oh, by the way, question 4 from ELS. I'm sorry I missed this. How many NFL Hall of Famers are from Wisconsin? 17. I don't know. When it comes to that, these are just guesses at this point. So I'll Price is Right that shit. I'll say 17 because, old NFL, they love those northern schools. Drake Maye rolls to his right here on 2nd and 13 after Henderson had a negative 3-yard run. Maye just throws that away. 3rd and 13 now from the Ravens' 47-yard line for the Patriots. Answer is 5. Gil Brandt, Arnie Herber, just want to make sure I've got that right. Of course, Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch, Joe Thomas, and Pittsburgh Steeler legend Mike Webster. So here we go, 3rd and 13. Drake Maye in shotgun. Takes the snap. As time looks, throws deep down the field. Caught! Mac Hollins with the catch, 20 yards down the field. That was way high, but Hollins climbed the ladder, got it. And that's going to be a first down at the Baltimore 27-yard line. A 3rd and 13 conversion for the Patriots. 1st and 10 from the Baltimore 27. Hell of a catch by Hollins. Maye, back, looks, throws, caught! And that's going to be down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Patriots. From the 1-yard line, 26-yard pass to Hooper. Hanging with Mr. Hooper. See, I could do the dad jokes too there, Crafty. I could do the dad jokes too. Austin Hooper. Hell of a catch. And now 1st and goal for the Patriots. Yeah, Lord, you were the closest, I think. Drake Maye, naked bootleg, looks, now just tosses it in the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Hunter Henry, and the Patriots are on the board. He doesn't drop that one. No, he does not. It looked like that was supposed to be a naked bootleg. The Ravens covered it pretty well, but in covering that, you're going to leave somebody open in the end zone. That person was Hunter Henry, and it just gets floated bloop, right down to him. Touchdown, Patriots! As they are an extra point away from tying this game at 7s. Here's the snap. Here's the hold. Here's the kick. It is up, and that is a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. Patriots 7, Ravens 7. The Patriots are able to get 7 off of the Derrick Henry fumble, and Hunter Henry ends it. So that drive started with a Derrick Henry fumble and ended with a Hunter Henry touchdown. Henry to Henry here on Sunday Night Football. ELS popped in with question 5. Again, you can tell these are all coming from the Football Hall of Fame website, apparently. How many NFL Hall of Famers are from Notre Dame? 76. There's so many. Notre Dame is the greatest college football program of all time, and we make the best football players. I don't know. 23. I'll say 23. That seems to be right. By the way, here's a quirky little stat here. The Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams, is currently only 439 yards away from breaking Chicago's franchise record for most passing yards in a season. That's how Chicago's quarterbacks have been for their again, they're still looking back as maybe their best quarterback is Sid Luckman. You know what I mean? Eric Kramer currently holds the record for 3,838 yards in a season. There is a chance that Caleb in these last 2 games can go ahead and break that. He'll need 200. He'll need 220 each game. He'll have to average 220 yards these final 2 games in order to go ahead and win. Boy, ELS, you were quick on the trigger there. You didn't let anybody else try to answer that question. Jesus. Answer, by the way, is 14 for Notre Dame. Jerome Bettis, Tim Brown, Nick Buonacani, Dave Casper, George Connor, Edward DeBartolo Jr., Paul Horning, Earl Lambeau. Is that Curly? John McNally, Wayne Milner, Joe Montana, Alan Page, George Trafton, and Bryant Young. Kick is away, and the Ravens are going to kneel it down in the end zone for a touchback. They'll get it at the 35-yard line. Ow. Ow. Oh, ow, I got a knee injury. Oh, my God. Is my ACL going to be fucking busted too just from sitting here? What the hell is going on here? 1st and 10 for the Ravens from their own 35-yard line. Lamar Jackson takes the snap in shotgun. Throws off the hands of DeAndre Hopkins. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. See, that's the thing. I think we also have recency bias, too, because we all looked at that Seahawks and Rams game and said, oh, dude, Game of the Year candidate, Game of the Year, Game of the Year. Like, we forget, that Ravens-Bills game early on this year was a fucking classic. What an absolute great game that was. Uh-oh, got a hiccup in the Peacock stream. That's not a shock. Peacock is maybe the worst fucking streaming service out there. And that's only going to be a 1-yard run from Kenyon Mitchell up to the Baltimore 36-yard line. So, again, 3rd and 9. 3rd and long coming up here for the Ravens. Lamar's going to line up here in the shotgun position. Lamar takes the snap. Lamar Jackson was throwing, and there was some miscommunication there. Patriots did bring the pressure, and that ball just went nowhere. No receiver turned around. There was nothing there. I guess Bateman was the intended receiver, but he never turned around. So there's some kind of miscommunication there. So 4th and 9, the Ravens are going to be forced to punt the ball away. And the punt is away. Patriots are going to get this. They're calling poison, and it dies right at the 25-yard line. So the Patriots will have 1st and 10 from their own 25, looking to see if they can take the lead here with 10:21 remaining in the second quarter from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The New England Patriots 7, the Baltimore Ravens 7. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. It's an absolute pleasure to have joined you today for 3 great games here. We had the Giants and Giants and Vikings was what it was. Not going to say it's great. Vikings go ahead and defeat the Giants at MetLife Stadium earlier today. Then, of course, we watched the Jacksonville Jaguars who beat the Denver Broncos, who were 12-2 in Denver by 14 points, 2 touchdowns for the Jaguars. Big win, maybe the win of the year. Even though they blew out the Chargers a couple weeks ago, this win against Denver in Denver, maybe the most statement of statement wins for the Jaguars. And now, of course, we're watching here on Sunday Night Football, Patriots, Ravens, tied up at 7. ELS, one of our amazing members of the community. Every primetime game or so likes to go ahead and drop some trivia in the chat. And if you want to come in to the chat room, join the community, join the trivia, just have fun with us here on this channel, you can do so right now. ELS question 6 on this Sunday Night Football trivia says, there was one Hall of Famer from New Mexico. Can you name that one player? Don't know. Steve Largent. I don't know. I don't know where Steve Largent played either, so I have no idea. I'll say, I don't know. By the way, if you'd like to help us out here on the channel, there's a couple ways you can do this. Very easy, very free. You go ahead, you hit that like button. That helps us out. I think with the YouTube algorithm, we have no idea. It could, it might. I don't know. I'm not some guy that sits here and reads the code behind the code or knows how to manipulate the algorithm. I'm just some fat bastard here sitting here watching football along with you, and so we can have some fun in watching the game. But you go ahead and hit that like button. I think it will help us. You hit that share button. I know that will help us because that's going to let people around the world know that we exist. And that's all on you. And I thank you so much if you do that. Hit that share button. Share us around like internet herpes. That's fantastic. And, of course, as always, you can hit that. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Certainly will help us out. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. That's going to be a gain of about 5 or 6. Where are they going to mark that? Next Sunday night, by the way, is the Bears and 49ers right here. How both those teams actually just clinched a playoff spot due to the Lions losing their game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2nd and 4 upcoming here for the Patriots. Drake Maye is under center. Takes a snap. This one's going to be a handoff to Stevenson, and I don't know. Where did he go there? Maybe a yard. So we're going to be looking at 3rd down. Well, let's see where they decide to spot this. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Drake Maye takes the snap. Back. Looks to throw. Throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. Oh, and Diggs has got some room to run. 33-yard completion. First down, New England, as they are now in Baltimore territory. So 1st and 10 now from the 35-yard line of the Ravens. Drake Maye's in shotgun. Takes a snap, looks, throws, quick underneath here. That's going to be Henderson, and he's going to get about 9 yards on that play. 2nd and 1 upcoming. Oh, yeah, Urlacher. Was Urlacher New Mexico? That could be, yeah. That's a great guess there, Lloyd. ELS says, oh, the hint he played in the NFC North with the Bears. Oh, yeah, Urlacher then. Yeah. Great job, Lloyd. That's fantastic. 2nd and 1. Looks like it's going to be about a yard gain here for the Patriots, and that'll be a first down. Henderson, 1st and 10. Looks like he's only going to get a yard. Shoestring tackle here. Dude, I had an Urlacher jersey when I was a younger man in my 20s. I loved Urlacher. I thought Urlacher was a badass. Urlacher was amazing. That's another player growing up that was incredible. Just another one of those great Bears linebackers, defensive players. Didn't, unfortunately, have a lot of team success. Henderson down on the field. Tried to get up and then just stayed back down. Couldn't get up there. Rookie out of Ohio State is Henderson. And so with 6:41 remaining here in the second quarter, they're going to take an injury timeout. New England 7, Baltimore 7. Not sure what's going on here. I usually check ESPN, the score, like you see the stats here. Like I have that. It has not updated. They're not updating it for some reason. It's still stuck on 1st and 10 from the start of this drive. So you're not adding any of the stats or any of the plays going on here. I don't know what's going on. Did somebody shut down ESPN? I don't know. Hello, Pepper Jack. How you doing, Bubba? How's your Taco Bell? It was all right? Was it worth the wait? Did you get your dipping burritos? All right. That's what matters. You got to get the dipping burritos. ELS in the chat. Question number 7 here on this night. There was one Hall of Famer from Mississippi Valley State. Can you name that one player? That was Jerry Rice. Come on, I know that one. The Delta Devils. I know that's Jerry. I know that's our Jerry Rice already. I just know that. I'm very confident in it. I don't know if anybody else is. I don't know if anybody else is that particularly confident, but I am Very confident. Lloyd says Favre was a rag doll when they played, despite the Bears not always winning or having a good season. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean is he got one Super Bowl run there with the Bears towards the end of his career. But for the most part, he was like Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus, Hall of Fame linebacker, one of the best defensive players of all time, but played on Bears teams that absolutely sucked. So here we go. 2nd and 9 for the Patriots. Drake Maye back. Looks, he's going to escape some pressure. Not for long. That's going to be a sack. That's a loss of about 3 yards, 4 yards. Oh, no.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
So that's a big loss there. Waiting to see where they spot the ball here. For the Patriots, it's going to be 3rd and 12. They got to get to the 15-yard line for a first down there. Currently at the 27. Diggs in motion. Drake Maye. Oh, they're going to have to call another timeout. That's their second timeout of the half. 5:48 remaining in the second quarter. By the way, ELS says the answer to that question was Jerry Rice. You got to give people just because I answer it doesn't mean that you have to instantly put the answer up there, ELS. Oh, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to know the answer, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let it go and let it go and let it go and then let everybody else answer, and then I'll answer. Just a deep pass from Drake Maye to nobody in particular on 3rd and 12. That's going to be 4th and 12 now. Mumford now, offensive lineman for the Patriots. Slow to get up. Paul in the chat says, I suck at NFL trivia. I feel like I need the short bus NFL trivia in order to compete. It depends on what the subject matter is. Like ELS does these things. Like, what college has the most Hall of Fame players? I don't fucking know. Like, what am I supposed to know that? I don't know. Field goal attempt here for the Patriots. Snap, hold, kick, up. That's going to be good. And the Patriots are able to go ahead and convert and get at least a 3-point lead on the Ravens. 10-7. Patriots lead in Baltimore. 5:39 remaining here in the second quarter. Ravens are going to get the ball back here and see if they can do something on this drive. They went 3 and out on their last possession, and Derrick Henry fumbled the ball on the possession before that. Can the fortunes of the Ravens change here after such an impressive first series that they had where they just went right down the field in like 2.5 minutes and scored a touchdown? Can they get that back? Can they get a feeling for that particular game plan again? Or will this continue to start going New England's way? Lloyd says, hey, King, ELS, he grew up near the end of the greats. But here's the thing. He's also had other greats to look at. He doesn't like them. He doesn't think they're greats. But the fact of the matter is that he's seen maybe the best tight end that's ever played in the NFL in Travis Kelce. He's seen Patrick Mahomes, who is a fantastic quarterback who has he's a Hall of Famer already that we've seen. He's seen a football dynasty in the Chiefs that we all got to see with the Patriots. Other receivers, other defensive players. He got to see J.J. Watt earlier on in his career, maybe when he was a lot younger. But there's other. He's seeing Myles Garrett right now, who is going to go down as a great. I don't think that's that. I don't think that's a question. Like I think there's plenty of greats. There's always going to be new greats. There's always going to be new legends. Things are always going to be new. Like you think to people who grew up in the '60s watching Jim Brown and watching, Crazy Elroy, Crazy Legs Hirsch. That grew up watching Johnny Unitas and John Mackey and Roger Staubach and Bradshaw and Stallworth and Mean Joe Green and you look at all that, like there's always going to be new greats and new legends. Every generation, they're always going to be there. And every generation before is going to say, these guys are good, but they're not as good as my guys. Even back in the day when people loved Barry Sanders and said, Barry Sanders, greatest running back of all time. He's one of the best. There were still people that say, yeah, Barry Sanders, man, what a great running back. But he ain't nothing like Jim Brown. You know what I mean? Like, that was always there. So, kickoff coming up here for the Patriots. And that's going to be a touchback again. Patriots are just saying no to any returns. And that's going to be a touchback all the way up to the 35-yard line. So 5:39, Lamar hands off here to Derrick Henry, and Derrick's going to get 6 yards for second down and 4 upcoming. Well, it says, definitely, but hard-hitting football like it was back in the day is something that is missing. And again, that's something that's never going to happen again. But again, you got to remember, the football that I grew up with, especially there in the late 80s and in the 90s, was football that people who grew up in the 60s, like my dad and stuff, were already saying was kind of, they don't hit like they used to back in the day. So that's another thing that has changed evolutionarily with the NFL through generations. Each generation, well, man, they don't hit as hard. And again, this is, the game tries to get safer and tries to get better each and every generation. We know that. And we could sit here and say, that's, not good, not good, not good. But, again, it's nothing new to say, is what I'll say there. Henry gets no gain on that second down run. 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Ravens from the 41. They got to get to the 45. Lamar's in shotgun. Throws to Flowers, and Flowers, of course, gets it. Flowers is yelling at somebody on the sidelines for some reason. I'm not sure. He's a very odd young man. 6-yard pass, first down, Ravens at the 47. Lamar Jackson on first down steps back. He's got time. Escapes some pressure. Rolling out to his left now. Throws. Out of bounds. Incomplete. You could say Andrews was the intended receiver, but I think he intended to throw that away. 2nd and 10 for the Ravens. 2nd and 10. Lamar on a keeper. He's going to get to 1, 2, 3.5 yards. They're going to give him 4 yards on that one. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Ravens. As they just cross over the 50, and now they are on the New England 49-yard line. 3rd and 6, Lamar Jackson. Oh, punch the microphone. That'll happen. Lamar takes a snap, looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Hopkins, and that's going to be good for a first down. 8 yards down to the Patriots' 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Ravens. They keep the drive alive. Paul in the chat says, we all liked the version when we were growing up, and maybe at the latest in our 20s, at the best is when we liked it. Same goes for music, pop culture, etc. It's kind of, what do they call it? I think it's juvenoia is what they call it. It's like you're always pissed off, and like nothing that the kids these days like is good, or nothing that they do is good. Everything that we had growing up was so much better than what they had. 18-yard pass from Lamar Jackson down to their tight end Kolar. And that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the 23-yard line as we have hit the 2-minute warning. Ravens are driving down the field looking to see if they can at least tie the game, if not take the lead here in the last 2 minutes of the first half. But that's always going to be the thing. And that's what I've tried to avoid. I've tried to avoid being that guy where I'm just like, everything today sucks. And everything that happened when I was growing up was so much better. But it's hard because I think it's clear to everybody that the 90s was the peak of human civilization, at least of Western civilization. And thus the peak of any modern human civilization that has occurred in the last 4,000 to 6,000 years on this planet. The 90s, that 10-year period of the 90s, that decade, there was nothing better. So that, I mean, it's hard to, that being said, I still try to say, I listen to music from nowadays. Like, again, I listen to Taylor Swift. I like Taylor. I enjoy football and sports still. I still love hockey, obviously. I've learned to embrace and like soccer, international soccer, Premier League soccer, things like that. It's always that. But like I think about like grunge music and metal music and rock music from the 90s. As Lloyd even says, even rap music from the 90s, he feels was better. Like, again, I think there was just, and that's just music from the sense I think fashion was more interesting during that time. Life just seemed brighter then, and not by that, because I know some people say like when they're younger, like everything seems brighter, and as you get older, things turn like a shade of gray. But like just products and things like when Apple started coming out with the new Macintoshes, and they were all the translucent plastic, which was like all blue and green and yellow and red, and everything was so bright. And everybody had, when I was in high school, everybody had the stupid Tamagotchis, and they were all different bright colors. And the fashion was bright colors, and everything was just bright. Everything was bright. And it just seems like that's something that has gone away in these last couple of years. Bless me. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, and I think that goes to like more like the music corporations too, have really, like, the same way as movies have gotten more generic and almost paint by numbers, music has gotten that way too. And that's why part of me is like, I always fight back against people who really want to take a shit on Taylor, because I think she does a lot as far as trying different things and doing different things, and she's tried different genres. Whether you like her or not, I enjoy the fact that she does that. Whereas so many other acts and so many other things that are out there today is everything is just paint by numbers. Everybody has a songwriter. Everybody just does the same album or song over and over and over and over again. Like I said, you hear one Chaperone song, you've heard them all. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard run by Lamar coming out of the 2-minute warning. Oh, that's going to be a big loss for the Ravens. Oh, no, -5 yards for Kenyon Mitchell. And that's going to make it 3rd and 12 all the way back at the 25-yard line now for the Ravens. And Baltimore, they're going to use their first timeout of the half. Paul says, the 90s was also the end of peak intelligence in this country. We had to learn from reading books and maps and doing math by working it out. With common sense is dying in this country. Well, here's the other thing, too, is we all thought in the 90s, like when the internet was just starting, when Prodigy was around and AOL was just around, just starting, and all that, boy, what is the future going to be like? Because just think, all the information in the world at your fingertips. You can get it whenever you want. How crazy is that? We're going to be so much more intelligent in 30 years. Turns out getting access to information is not what makes people smart or dumb. Because you can have access to all the information in the world, and I don't think we've ever been dumber. Rashid Ali gets the pass here out of the backfield. He caught that ball about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's able to scoot ahead and get closer. It's going to be 4th and I want to say about 5 after that play. And the Ravens are going to go ahead and attempt a field goal here. Looks like Lamar is a little hurt on the sideline. He's got a bit of a grimace on his face. Tyler Loop comes out here for the Ravens to attempt to try to tie this game. 1:07 remaining. By the way, that was Huntley in there because Lamar was hurt and they took him out of the game, so sorry I didn't mention that. Boy, Loop just frickin' nails that one. 10-10 is the score. 1:03 remaining in the second quarter. Lloyd says, I was born a year and 3 months after Christopher, a.k.a. the notorious B.I.G., was killed in that drive-by. That's the thing. I remember that. I remember the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. I remember when Tupac got shot and then Biggie got shot and everybody, like there was so much, that was big. That was a big thing. I remember when Cobain committed suicide. I remember I was listening to Z100 here in New York, a pop station, and they had stopped all programming on the morning show and were just covering that. That's what I mean. Is like when you talk about that, you had grunge music, rock music that was such a big part of pop culture and pop music. That the pop music stations were playing bands like Nirvana, that were playing Soundgarden, that were playing, these type of bands. When's the last time you heard any kind of rock band on a pop station? You know what I mean? It's like the music industry has done everything it can to kind of push rock music aside. Rock music, no, we can't really make money off of rock music, so they just stick with the formulaic stuff that they have. Now, that's what I mean. That's the stuff that bothers me. Everything seems very homogeneous. Everything just seems very gray matter. Just everything is just one big samesies. And the 90s was a lot different than that. And that's what I mean. So again, I'm going to sit there and say, like, I feel like I'm falling into that trap of everything was better in my day, but like in a real literal sense, I think it was, in the sense that, again, we still had a general opinion that people were smarter. Like, for the most part, the majority of people out there were smart and had common sense. I think we all thought that. I think the internet has opened our eyes to, nope, that's not the case. In fact, a majority of the people are dumb as a box of rocks, and there might be a smattering of smart people here or there, but for the most part, people are dumb as shit. Left, right, center, doesn't matter. Just people are dumb. That's a big eye-opening moment. Like I said, things seem less fun, less colorful. Everybody's just less willing to take a chance on things. There's nothing, like, movies seem so bad now. Of course, streaming has hurt that, and again, that goes back to the internet and the prevalence of what the internet has become, the megalith that it is, as far as our communication and media and outlets and everything. I think social media has hurt so much. Several generations now. So we'll see. 1st and 10. Coming up here for the Patriots from the 35 after a touchback on the kickoff. Drake Maye in shotgun takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his right, getting chased. He does throw incomplete, almost intercepted by Gilman. On the Ravens, 2nd and 10. 56 seconds remaining. Lloyd in the chat says, I think Courtney Love had some involvement, considering the stories that have come out. Dude, watch documentary. I think it was on was it HBO? It might have been one of the other ones. It's called Soaked in Bleach. Watch that documentary. It's maybe not 100% the best made documentary, but there's a lot of interesting things in there. Are they going to say he caught? Oh, what a catch from Booty. Drake Maye just loves going to that booty. And that's going to be good for a 16-yard gain. And that moves the ball right down the midfield. They're going to say 49-yard line of Baltimore. And that is indeed a good catch. 1st and 10 from the Baltimore 49. 50 seconds remaining. Patriots are out of timeouts. I missed where they must have taken that timeout. Diggs, he catches that ball, and that's going to be good enough for a first down, and gets out of bounds. Stops the clock at 43 seconds. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Drake Maye doing well here in his 2-minute drill. Yo, listen, Paul, I agree with that. All the McDonald's becoming the big gray boxes is terrible. Diggs catches that. That's going to be good for 4 yards, 5 yards. Gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with 40 seconds remaining. They're going to say he only got 3 yards, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Patriots. I don't disagree with that, Lloyd. I don't disagree with that. Maye looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Hunter Henry, but he's inbounds. Clock is running 30, 29, 28, 27. Only a 4-yard pass, 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Patriots. Drake Maye takes the snap. Getting pressure. Fumble! And the Ravens recover the ball. Drake Maye was getting pressure, got hit from behind on his arm. He was holding the ball out like a loaf of bread. Popped right out. 16 seconds remaining. Baltimore gets the fumble recovery. So the Patriots have 2 turnovers in this game. And it looks like we will be heading into halftime tied. Oh, by the way, that does count as a sack fumble.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
No, I know, Lloyd. I know. That's why I also didn't say exactly what you said in the chat. But if anybody's in the chat, they'll see what you say, and they can agree or not, and that's fine. 19 seconds. Oh, Baltimore's going to start going for it here. So Scoop Huntley in. Dumps it off to Mark Andrews. Andrews, he tries to lateral it, and he fumbles it right back to the Patriots. So the Patriots... Oh, what is Mark Andrews doing? And now we've got a flag down. There's a flag and now a conversation. Well, I don't know what the conversation's about. They're going to say roughing the passer on the Patriots and then illegal forward pass on the Ravens. Both penalties will offset each other, and they replayed the down. But I want to know where the roughing the passer is because that negates a fumble now. So now the Ravens are just going to kneel on it, and they will go into halftime tied with the Patriots, 10 apiece. No idea what was going on there. I had it back on the Patriots. It was on the Ravens, and it was the Patriots, and it was the Ravens. Now the Patriots, they will get the ball to start the second half. Oh, what an ending to a half. That was interesting. The referees, they've been having a rough Sunday. They were good the rest of these other games, man, but they are having a rough Sunday, are the officials in the National Football League. Yeah, the Jaguars. They're showing them. They're on NBC. Jaguars over the Broncos. The ending to that Steelers-Lions game was something. That was definitely something. Again, refs not having a great time. Lloyd in the chat says George Carlin was a real one. That is 100% true. George Carlin, man, could you imagine what George would be saying these days? That'd be a hell of a stand-up special I wouldn't mind going to see. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime in Baltimore. The New England Patriots 10, the Baltimore Ravens 10. Patriots get the ball first in the second half. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you wouldn't mind, please help us out. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let the world know that we exist. Hitting that share button is a huge, huge help. And, of course, if you're new here and have not yet already, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers here and hopefully being monetized on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. If you would like to help us out a little bit more directly, you can do so over in the top of the chat and in the description below. We have a link for our donation station and our merch store. Going to be probably changing the donation station soon to a Patreon. Right now it's a Buy Me a Coffee, but apparently it doesn't allow too many payment varieties to go ahead and do that, which some of the people in our community have let me know about. So might be changing that over soon. But for right now, if you can and have the ability, buy me a coffee is our donation station link there in the top of the chat and in the description below. And, of course, we also have our merch store. Whole bunch of stuff there for you to go ahead and look at. Hoodies, T-shirts, banners. We even have coffee in there if you want that as well. The Danny Dimes blend is still available. But for now, halftime. Going to go take a nice little coffee break. I don't know if I'm going to make coffee or not. I might. Maybe I'll make a nice little cup. Maybe I'll do a little cup of coffee. We'll see. Maybe I'll grab another drink. I don't know. The night's young. Let's figure out what's going to happen here. But for now, I'll be back in just a little bit, and we'll start the third quarter here in Baltimore. Patriots 10, Baltimore 10. Be right back. Alrighty, and we're back here getting ready for the third quarter in Baltimore, Maryland. Game all knotted up at 10s there between the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. Patriots getting the ball first here in the second half. So kickoff is away, and that's going to be taken at the 1. Return to the 20, to the 25, down to the 29-yard line for the Patriots, and that is where they will start. They're actually going to give them to the 30. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the 30. They are going to mark him down at the 30, so that's where they go. 14:55, as we've just had 5 seconds elapse since the kickoff, in case you wanted to know. 1st and 10, Patriots at the 30-yard line. The Maye is under center. Diggs is in motion. Throws to Diggs. Diggs making a couple of Ravens miss, gets about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 upcoming here for the Patriots. Drake Maye in shotgun. He's going to take the snap here. Throws low. Incomplete. Hooper apparently was the intended receiver, but it landed about 4 yards short of him. Third and 6, and I couldn't help. But this is like my 7th or 8th cup of coffee today, but I got a bit of a problem. I got a bit of a caffeine problem, in that I am addicted to caffeine. Third and 6, Drake Maye throws. Incomplete towards Diggs. Could have thrown a flag on that, but they did not. So it's going to be 4th and 6, and the Patriots will punt on their opening possession of the second half. Play clock at 0. And that's going to be a delay of game on the Patriots. So moving back 5 yards. And now it's going to be 4th and 11 and punting from their own 29. Punt is away, and the Ravens are going to go ahead and get this ball. It bounces to the 22, and it's going to be returned all the way up to about the 34, and that's where the Ravens will take over. And Snoop Hundley is coming out here for the Ravens to start the second half. So something is wrong with Lamar. Trayvon Henderson, by the way, has been ruled out by the Patriots. He is out for the rest of the game due to a head injury. And Lamar Jackson is still no word on that, whether he's out for whatever, but hand off to Derrick Henry, and that's going to be good for about, I want to say, 5 yards. And it is indeed 5 yards. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Paul in the chat says, I have work tomorrow and Tuesday, then off on Wednesday and Thursday for obviously Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then back to work on Friday. I hate that. That's the worst. When you had a job and it was like one of those holidays, but it's just like, oh, yeah, no, you have off the 2 middle days in the week, and it's like, oh, you just want to relax then. It's like, nope. Oh, Derrick Henry breaking loose, gets all the way down to the Ravens, 39, to the Patriots, 39-yard line. Pardon me, 23-yard run for Derrick Henry. Holds on to the ball this time. That is a first down for the Ravens at the New England 39-yard line. Lloyd wants to know, I don't know, where did Crafty and ELS go? I don't know. I have no idea. Am I their keeper? No. But, that's going to be about a 3-yard loss. This ain't a 1-yard loss on that. He got hit 2 yards in the backfield. 3 yards. They got hit like 3 yards in the back. What are we talking about? They say 2nd and 11. All right, 2nd and 11 coming up here for the Ravens. Kenyon Mitchell gets stopped for a loss of apparently 1 yard. Huntley's getting sacked, and he is taken down in the backfield, and that's going to be a big loss of 7 yards.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And now it's 3rd and 18 after that 7-yard sack on 2nd and 11. So now it's 3rd and 18 all the way back at the New England 47-yard line. Snoop looks, throws. He gets it to DeAndre Hopkins, but it's going to be nowhere near a first down. 9-yard pass makes it 4th and 9 for the Ravens from the 38-yard line of the Patriots. Paul in the chat says, so we have teams that we all pull for besides our own. I have determined King's other teams are the Patriots and the Jaguars. Am I warmer as King? Not even close. I don't like I hate the Patriots. Being a Giants fan, I just have a natural dislike for them. New York and Boston don't get along, really, in anything. Oh, short! 56-yard attempt for Loop, and it was accurate enough, but did not have the distance. And so the Patriots will take over at their own 46-yard line after the missed field goal from Loop for the Ravens. So the Ravens and the Patriots both trade empty drives. Start the second half here. But Paul, and the Jaguars, I don't like them either. I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence fan. I'm not huge. Like, I would say I'm more ambivalent towards the Jaguars, whereas I actually don't like the New England Patriots. Like if we're talking about from a strictly fan standpoint, because again, I do these games and I try to do them as neutrally as possible and try to get either excited or bummed out based on how the referees are actually calling the game and based on, I think that's a bad call, or I think that's a good call, or whatever the case is. But like from a fan standpoint, do not like the Patriots, and I would say I'm more ambivalent towards the Jaguars, but I've had a little bit more of a kind of negative feeling fan-wise towards the Jaguars since Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why, just something about him kind of strikes me wrong. And I think that people were saying we're overly flowery about him and his big contract that he got, which I don't think he deserved, while at the same time shitting on Daniel Jones when Trevor Lawrence's stats were basically identical to what Daniel Jones had. So I was very much not that. As far as like my secondary teams that I do root for, a lot of times they change based on personnel changes or year to year. I root for the Jets too here in the New York area. I like the Jets. I don't root against them unless they play the Giants. I root for Seattle here or there. I do like them. The Steelers I'll root for here or there. The Lions I'll root for. Saints. I'll root for the Saints. I like the Saints. Especially this year. Scrappy little bastards. I love the Saints. I really do. Cardinals, my Desert Birds. I root for the Cardinals. I like them. And then like on and off, I'll root for other teams here or there. Like I'm not a 49ers fan. I don't like San Francisco. I don't like the 49ers. I haven't liked them since the days of Joe Montana. I remember for Christmas one year, my dad got me a football for Christmas, and it had a Joe Montana signature on it. I didn't want to play with it because it had Joe Montana signature on it. That's how much I didn't like the 49ers. But I actually am rooting for them a little bit this year because of just how well they're playing, even with all the injuries. I like that, so I'm very much, based on year to year. Like, again, I root for the Colts. I like the Colts because of Daniel Jones and all that. Like, I pull for the Colts and been pulling for them all year. I'm very much a cheerleader for the Colts with Daniel Jones there. And with him getting hurt was very sad. 1 yard gain for the Patriots on 1st and 10. 2nd and 9 upcoming from the 47. Drake Maye, play action. Throws. He's going to get to Stevenson out of the backfield, and he stays in bounds, and he's going to get a big gain all the way down to the Ravens' 30-yard line, 23 yards. And that is a first down. $20 yards after the catch for Stevenson. I was going to say there's a little 3-yard pass out of the backfield. First and 10 from the Ravens 30. Maye had time. Now he's going to roll out to his left. Pump fakes. Now he pulls it down and runs it himself. That's going to be good enough for 8 yards. 2nd and 2 upcoming for the Patriots at the Baltimore. Stay with me, ladies and gentlemen. 22-yard line. There we go. Hey, Taylor, great to see you. Lloyd says, it'll be real something. I'll be real. Wait, okay. Let me try and read this again. I'll be real. Something tells me the Lions rebound next season. I think so, too. I don't think any of the teams that had an off year this year, I don't think the Chiefs are dead. I don't think the Lions are dead. I don't think any of that. Like, again, people wrote the Bills off 2 years ago, and the Bills have still been one of the better teams in the NFL for the last 2 years. So you can't just write teams off and say, oh, they're done, and they're not. No gain on 2nd and 2. So now it's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 22 of the Baltimore Ravens. Drake Maye in shotgun, empty backfield. Steps back, looks, throws towards the end zone, off the fingertips of Stevenson. Just a little too far out of the backfield. 4th and 2 from the 22. And the Patriots are going to go ahead for a field goal attempt here. Lloyd says happened to the Patriots in 2008. Yeah, but that's because Tom Brady had his ACL torn apart in week 1. Yeah. 41-yard field goal attempt for the Patriots. Snap, hold, kick. It is up, and that one is through. And the Patriots take a 13-10 lead in Baltimore. Sorry, Taylor. Time to go. 7:43 remaining in the third quarter. Ravens are going to get the ball back here. So that's what I mean. Look, I don't think the Lions are dead. I don't think the Chiefs are dead. I think the Chiefs are in for some change, but I don't think they're dead. I don't think any of those teams that you saw that had that have been generally good. Again, with the Ravens, I don't think the Ravens are dead, and they're not even dead for this season yet. Like neither are the Lions technically. But even the Ravens, who clearly I think we can all tell have not played their best this year, I don't think they're done. I don't think they're dead. So I think you have to look at it from that particular standpoint of just like you have to be a bad organization. I don't think the Chiefs are a bad organization. I don't think the Lions right now. I think the Lions have kind of turned a corner organizationally. I don't think the Lions are a bad organization anymore. Like the Browns are still a bad organization. They can have 1 or 2 good years, but then you see what happens. They get rid of Baker because of what they went 8-8 the one year, and then so they got rid of him. Like I don't know. I don't know why. But again, that's just moves that a bad organization makes. I think the Lions have turned that corner to where they are now not a bad organization. Lloyd says, I think the Jaguars might be a contender next year. They're a contender this year. Because the Jaguars won in Denver there, if things play out certain ways, the Jaguars could end up as the number 1 seed in the AFC. Which is crazy to think about. An AFC South team being the number 1 seed. It happened just a couple years ago with the Titans and Mike Vrabel. And then they got upset by the Bengals. And then, 2 years later, they decided to fire Mike Vrabel for some goddamn reason. No, Lloyd, they didn't make the playoffs that year with Tom Brady. I think they were 11-5, and they missed the playoffs. And that's when people started getting up in arms because I think, there was division winners that obviously did not have as good a record. And they're like, how can you have the team that isn't there doing what the and it's like, we're in your division. That's all. Like, that's going to be my feeling, like, when hopefully college goes to my design for them because I'm so smart. John King, super genius. I think they should. I think they should go ahead with like the 8 division setup, 10 teams in each division. Have the 1 promotion relegation division, whatever it is. Have the 8 division winners make the playoffs. Have the 8 best records. Then after that, regardless of division, make the playoffs as wild cards. There you go. Boom. Do that. Then you have nothing to argue about. Then you've made it there on your own merit. You don't have to worry about there being, oh, well, this was ranked here and this is ranked there and they ranked it. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about now is actually winning the games that you have to win and play. That's what needs to happen in college football. Lloyd says, they made the Broncos look like a Scooby-Doo villain. He says that's a joke on how all Scooby-Doo villains are all shitty. Old man, back off. Back off. Derrick Henry on 2nd and 5. And he's going to be stopped about a yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Ravens from the 44-yard line. I had missed a previous 5-yard run from Derrick Henry on the play as we were talking about Scooby-Doo and old man back off. Derrick Henry had a fumble earlier in this game, turned into 7 points for the Patriots. Patriots rush up to the line here, 3rd and inches, And it looks like we've got a penalty. There's movement on the Ravens side of the ball, and it goes from 3rd and inches to 3rd and 6. Oh, no. Isaiah Likely with the flinch. Yep, just that little hiccup. So now 3rd and 5 and a couple of inches. Snoop takes the snap, throws. Did Hopkins catch that? Or are they going to say that he was? They're going to say 6'7". God, can I ban myself for doing that? They're going to say he bobbled it, did not have control as he went out of bounds. Let's see. That's close. Wow. Let's see. When does he get possession? Okay, it's bouncing around, bouncing around, bouncing around. Nope. That's still moving. Still moving. That's close. That's super close. Ravens are going to go ahead and challenge it. This one can go either way, I think. This is going to be super close. When did he exactly get possession, and was the foot/shin/knee down, inbounds or out of bounds when he got that? It's going to be close. The call on the field is incomplete. So there has to be clear video evidence that it's not, and it's close. Mike Tirico and the NBC guys seem to think that it's pretty clear, cut and dry, that it is indeed a catch. I think it's a little bit more questionable, but we will find out here in a moment. Excuse me. Trying to see if I get any more information about Lamar Jackson and his particular status right now. From what I can see, he's still listed as questionable. Hasn't been updated since about 39 minutes ago. He's been listed as questionable to return. Know whether he's out for the rest of the game or not yet. Let's see what is going to be the call. They're going to say it is indeed a catch. So the call has been overturned. First down, Ravens at the Patriots' 44-yard line. Hell of a catch from D-Hop. Can't argue that. Listen, it is what it is. They say that is a catch. That is a catch. The call has been reversed. 16-yard pass completed. And now the Ravens sit in New England territory at the 44-yard line. 5:40 remaining in the third quarter, and ticking. Huntley takes the snap, looks, throws. He looks towards Zay Flowers, and Zay is going to get down to about 2 yards to go, but there's a flag down. They're going to look like that's face mask on the Patriots, and that's going to add 15 yards, and that's going to be a first down. Christian Ellis, couldn't happen to a dirtier piece of shit. Go fuck yourself, Christian Ellis, you dirty son of a bitch trying to injure somebody else again. So that's 15 yards on top of the play. It was an 8-yard pass. That's going to move it down to the New England 21-yard line because of the 15-yard penalty and the 8-yard pass. First down and 10 for the Baltimore Ravens. Christian Ellis is a piece of shit. Someone needs to take him out for the peace of mind of the rest of everyone. Derrick Henry off to the left side. Only going to be a 3-yard run. He gets it down to the 18-yard line of the Patriots. That didn't rhyme. I don't care. Oh, am I only in top chat? I didn't move over to live chat. Is that why? Am I missing people's comments? I've been missing Irish's comments this whole time, haven't I? Son of a bitch. Sorry, Irish. Zay Flowers, he's going to break loose. Touchdown, Ravens. That's going to be, is that Zay's second of the game? No, there's only been one touchdown for them. So, yeah. He got them down there, but I don't think he got it. Touchdown, Ravens. As they now have a 16-13 lead, extra point away from making it a 4-point game for the Baltimore Ravens. Extra point attempt, snap, hold, kick. It is up, and it is good. 17-13. The Ravens now lead. Irish talking about the Patriots that we were talking about before, said they were the first 11-5 team to ever miss the playoffs. Yeah, there was a lot of questions about that. Pecan in the chat. Do you think Lamar is a Hall of Fame quarter? Oh, we got a flag down on the extra point. What do we got here? They called leverage. On the Patriots. They're going to enforce that on the kickoff. Remains 17-13. Ravens leading the Patriots. Lloyd said, dude went back to YouTube purgatory as soon as he got out. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't hit the live chat. I don't know what happened. I usually hit live chat right there, but I didn't. So, again, if you're seeing messages and you're like, man, why isn't this chat moving or doing anything? Check on your YouTube chat. Make sure it says live chat and not top chat. And if it does, toggle it down and switch it over to the live chat. Pecan again with the question, do you think Lamar Jackson is a Hall of Fame quarterback? Not yet. I think there's still some work he needs to do, and he needs to show a little bit more consistency in the play. Like, you have to be a good playoff quarterback, I think. I think you need to show that in there. That's why I think people try to shit on Eli Manning because he's like, oh, look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. Yeah, but look at his numbers in the playoffs. When the Giants made the playoffs, Eli Manning did work. Just the Giants didn't always get into the playoffs. But he did work, and that's what I mean. When you look at the two, like, to me, his Hall of Fame moment isn't even either one of the Super Bowls. To me, the Hall of Fame moment for Eli Manning is the 2011 NFC Championship game against the San Francisco 49ers, where he's getting murdered the entire game by the front seven there of the Niners. They're murdering him all game, and he just gets up, shook it off, shakes the shoulder pads. All right, whatever. Gets up and keeps on going and keeps on going. Doesn't, I mean, just You hate to do the whole warrior. What a warrior! He was doing warrior shit that game. To me, that was his. That was his magnum opus. That was his where I was just like unbelievable. The guts and the stick-to-itiveness and the fact that he was willing to take hit after hit, punishment after punishment, and still get up, make the plays that needed to be played, and get the Giants to the Super Bowl. And that's where I feel about Eli. So I think Lamar needs to have one of those seasons, one of those type of postseason runs where he can do that, where you look at that and say, yeah. Oh, and they kicked it out of – oh, yeah, no, that's the smart play. That's actually the smart play to do. Because of the penalty, it moved the kickoff up to like the – what was it, the 50 or something? So they kick it off, goes out of bounds, and it goes from – what was it, 20 yards or something, or 25 yards? Yeah. It's 25 yards from where the kickoff happened. So instead of being on a 40, it's now on the 25. So it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the 25-yard line after the illegal procedure penalty, which is actually what the Ravens wanted to do. So Drake Maye fumbles the ball on the handoff, and that's going to be a massive loss and a sack. Oh, no.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
So that's a 7-yard loss, 2nd and 17 now from the Patriots' 18-yard line. Oh, just Drake Maye. Just dropped the ball. Drop the ball, man. Now Drake running for his life, looks, throws. He gets it to his receiver, Hunter Henry, at the 30-yard line. 3rd and 5. Amazing job to get that to be 3rd and manageable after the 7-yard fumble and loss on the sack. 12-yard pass to Hunter Henry, 3rd and 5 from the 30. Patriots trying to fight the momentum, get a little bit of momentum back on their side after the Ravens have taken the lead here with 3:20 left in the third quarter. Clock is ticking. Drake Maye takes the snap. He's getting rushed, escapes the rush, looks, throws, caught! And we've got a flag down. They're going to say pass interference on, is that booty? They're going to say booty, offensive pass interference, they're going to say. Let's see what the official call is from the official. So that's going to make it a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Makes it 3rd and 15. Back at the 20, back from where they were. I don't know. Sorry, scratching my beard here. I know it's coming across the microphone. That's terrible. My beard had an itchy. What do you want? So 3rd and 15, Drake Maye throws, caught! And Diggs catches that. Maye escaped the pressure, threw it right up the middle to Diggs. Diggs catches it, 1st down. Patriots at the 44. Boy, what a conversion for the Patriots. They needed that desperately. I saw a Raven sitting there trying to say it was not cool. What the hell are you talking about, dude? Drake Maye, play action. Steps back. Boy, he's got all the time in the world to throw this ball. Finally does. Tipped away at the last moment. Incomplete. Kyle Hamilton gets his hand on it. 2nd and 10 from the 44. Lloyd says, hey, King, I'm going to consider making those French dips I mentioned earlier. I'll show you the cross-section, etc. What would you serve as a drink, non-alcoholic, to a French dip sandwich and a side? Like, if we're going to talk about, like, I don't know. I'm a soda guy. Like, if I'm not, like, drinking or something, like, like, I think a soda and a sandwich go good together, even if it is a French dip. Oh, it's not classy. I don't care. I think it's good. Throw down the middle, incomplete. Drake Maye got hit as he threw. I don't know if that affected the throw or not, but it is incomplete. Mac Hollins was the intended receiver. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Patriots. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking root beer, Dr. Pepper, something along those lines. I was actually going to say root beer, like an A&W or something. I think that would do well. And something potato chips, French fries, like you have potato salad, something like that. Absolutely. Drake Maye just launches that out of bounds, and now he's down and hurt. Oh, no, Drake Maye. Slow to get up. His teammates are going to help him up off the turf. And he's jogging off the field, so he's okay. 2:01 remaining in the third quarter. 4th and 10. And the Patriots are going to have to... Oh, he got his leg twisted up there. Fake! We've got a fake punt! And now they fumbled it too. That wasn't going to work to begin with. What the fuck was that? I no shit. I think it was a pass because if that was a run, that was stupid. And that might have just done it for the game. I'm going to be honest with you. Especially if the Ravens score here. They're going to have 1st and 10. Where are they going to spot that ball at? It's going to be at the same spot. It's going to be at the 44-yard line. So, same spot, 1st and 10 from the 44 of the Patriots. And we've got a flag here, and this is going to be against the Ravens. Ball start on the Ravens. So this game has just gotten sloppy as shit now. Out of nowhere, we've just decided to get just sloppier than dog shit here. Lamar is officially out for the rest of the game now, as we've learned from Mike Tirico on NBC, WNBC. So 1st and 15, Snoop Huntley takes the snap, throws deep over the middle. That's going to be caught by Flowers right at the 1st down marker. They're going to say he's just shy, about a 14-yard pass there to Flowers. 2nd and 1 from the Patriots' 35-yard line. Using my little Barbie brush there on my beard. I don't know why. I got a real itch all of a sudden right here. Don't know why. It's just really sticking with me now. Full start again on the Ravens. Like, I don't know what's going on here with the Ravens offense, but they can't seem to... So that makes it 2nd and 5. And off, and that's going to make about a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 1 upcoming here. As we are at 45 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Almost time to put the fours up. There's an injury time out there for the Ravens. Snoop, so far in the game, 5 for 5 for 54 yards. So, I mean, he's making it work. Lloyd says, hey, maybe after games in the playoffs, maybe you want to do like a discussion hour after the game. I was thinking about doing that anyway, Lloyd. That's actually a very good point. I was thinking of doing like a Q&A kind of hour or something like that. Whether I do it after games or do it on like a Friday night or something like that. It's been something I've been thinking about, been tossing around in the old noggin. So that's actually not a bad thought. First down for the Ravens. On 3rd and 1, they just kind of do a little bit of a push there. Direct snap to Mark Andrews, and he takes basically what is a quarterback sneak. He's a tight end sneak. And gets it up the middle. First down for the Ravens at the New England 32-yard line, 1st and 10. And that's how they will start the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The Ravens win a 17-13 lead over the New England Patriots. Get the fours up as you see all the players and coaches on sidelines. When he reaches the fourth quarter, they all put the fours up because it's 4 quarters of football. They're there for all 4 quarters. They're dedicated to all 4 quarters, and so are we here on Stay Tuned Sports. So get the fours up in the chat, wherever you might be. Go ahead, throw the fours in there. You can put the number 4. You can put emoji 4s. You can do the Roman numeral 4, 4 tally marks, whatever you want to do. Get the fours up in the chat to show that you too, just like those players, just like those coaches, you're here for all 4 quarters. Drake Maye so far in this game, 19 of 30 for 241 yards. He's got a touchdown and a pick. As we see Lamar, he's been out of the game since they're in about a little late in the second quarter. Sorry. He was 7 of 10 for 101 yards at that point. Snoop, since then, since taking over, he's 5 for 5, like we saw, 52 yards? Something like that. So he's done very well in replacement here. And the Ravens currently have a 4-point lead. And they're driving 1st and 10 on the Ravens' 32-yard line. I mean, on the Patriots' 32-yard line. Let me actually learn how to speak proper English. It's hard, but I can do it. It can happen. Pecan, thank you so much for the fours. Lloyd, thank you so much for the fours in the chat. Let the world know that we are here for all 4 quarters. And if you're watching along with us, thank you so very much. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Please, thank you. If you would mind, or if you wouldn't mind, I think is what again, proper English. It's been a long day. This is the 3rd game I've been doing here today, so it's been a bit of a long day. But if you like anything that you've watched at all during the day, if you watched any of the previous streams, if you're just watching now, please hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously. Hit that share button. Share us around with the world. Let everybody know that we actually exist here. That will be a huge help. Thank you so very much. And, of course, if you're brand new here or you just haven't gotten around to it yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on this great and lovely platform known as YouTube. So here we go. 4th quarter about to begin. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hand off to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry gets it down to the 28-yard line. 4-yard gain for the Ravens. 2nd and 6. Pecan says Taysom Hill played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and threw a 40-yard touchdown pass today. I was going to say the Saints really I love the Saints. And again, what you see with the Saints is a team that tries hard, even though they're maybe not the most talented team. They try hard, they play well, and they play for each other versus a team like the Jets, who are just bad, who actually have some very good talented players on their team, but they're just a bad organization, badly coached, badly run, just a bad team altogether. Derrick Henry, he's pulling down runs. Oh, gets down to the 6-yard line first. Then go for Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens. That was a 22-yard run for number 22, Derrick Henry. And it's going to be first and goal for the Ravens from the 6. Pecan says, yeah, it's a stress-free game. You haven't had a lot of those this year. First and goal for the Ravens. Looking to see if they can salt this game away early in the fourth quarter. Derrick Henry gets down to the 2-yard line. After a 4-yard run, second and goal from the 2. Patriots trying like hell to hold the Ravens to at least hopefully a field goal for them. Lloyd says, I'm going to be honest, my uncle, he probably cursed the Lions today from above. He was from the Pittsburgh area, so I don't know, maybe he's got that pull. Maybe God's a Steelers fan. I don't know. I know God's not a Giants fan, for the love of God. Hand off to Derrick Henry, just walks on in, touchdown. Baltimore Ravens, as they are just getting ready to they're just putting it in. They're putting it in, and they don't care. They don't care if you want it in there or not. They're putting it in. 23-13, 10-point lead, an extra point away from making it 11-point lead for the Baltimore Ravens. Extra point attempt, snap, hold, kick, up. As down the middle as you can get. 24-13, the Baltimore Ravens lead over the New England Patriots, and it is the way the Patriots have been playing. They need a massive turnaround here. They need to score quickly and find a way to stop the Ravens. That fake punt, that was, I don't know what, that was so poorly executed. And now has put them in such a bad spot. Lloyd says, God isn't a Browns fan, that's for sure. Yeah. Pecan says, the Broncos are loving this game. The Steelers, not so much. That's true, too. But again, the Steelers getting that win over Detroit is a huge. Even if Baltimore does win this game, Steelers now still stay one game ahead. It's still a better position than it would have if they lost the Lions game. Of course, you know, if you're a Steelers fan, you want the Ravens to lose, but Patriots got to turn something around here real quickly, because again, the Patriots have a lot on the line here. If they win this game, they jump right back into the top spot. But it is not looking great for them right now. 12:50 remaining in the fourth quarter, and it's an 11-point lead for the Ravens, 24-13. Lloyd says they're keeping Tomlin. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Tomlin might leave. And we've had this conversation with a couple people in the Rubber Room Discord, which we're kind of partner with here on Stay Tuned Sports. Chip, the resident Steelers fan there, has been adamant that the Steelers won't fire Tomlin, but Tomlin just might leave on his own accord. Like one of those mutual leavings, kind of situations. And I could see that too, because the way that he probably feels unappreciated in Pittsburgh, where he had fans chanting for him to be fired, in the season, and if he gets them to another playoff and another winning season, they're going to say, "Oh, still fire Tom." He's going to be like, "All right, fuck you guys, I'm gone." That could be. Kenneth in the chat. We're a little bit late with the 4s, but we will accept the 4s whenever you can get them. Thank you, Kenneth, for joining us here and giving us those 4s. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Patriots getting ready to take the kickoff here. Is the gang returning? What do you mean? From like Pittsburgh? Like Aaron Rodgers or something like that? I don't think so. I think Aaron might probably be done after this year. And that's it. The Steelers, I think the Steelers have a lot of – they really do need to rebuild there. And I think they really do need to start fresh. And I think that's why I think there's a good chance that Tomlin does not come back there. I really do. Kickoff returned. Up to the 27-yard line. It looks like that's where they're going to mark it. 27-yard line for the Patriots. And it's going to be a 24-yard return. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 27-yard line. Oh, Lloyd says, is the gang return as far as Kenneth, Crafty, ELS? Well, Ken came back. I don't know. We'll see what happens with ELS. And Crafty, I don't know, but people get bored here. ELS spends a lot of time in the Rubber Room live chat too, so he might be over there on the Discord as well. 6-yard pass on 1st down. Drake Maye gets it there to Hunter Henry up to the 33-yard line of the Patriots. 2nd and 4. Drake Maye, play action. Throws. That's going to be caught by the fingertips by Hunter Henry. Good enough for a 1st down. Move the chains. Yeah, but Rodgers always liked Tomlin. He said that he said that a bunch of times on the Pat McAfee show from years ago when they were still doing Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. Maye here on 1st and 10 looks, throws. That's going to be caught. That is Williams with the catch. Good for 5 yards. Sorry, 9 yards. Pardon me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. 2nd and 1 coming up at the 47-yard line. Not 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, apparently, here, according to WNBC. Diggs was in motion. Drake Maye throws. Caught. That's going to be Matt Collins, and that's going to be a 1st down. 5-yard gain. And now into Baltimore territory at the Baltimore 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Patriots. 10:36 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Drake Maye trying to lead the Patriots back to hopefully be a relatively closer game than what it is now for the Patriots. If you're the Ravens, you're certainly hoping that that doesn't happen. So we'll see what happens. 1st and 10, Drake Maye trying to escape some pressure, slides down after a gain of about a yard. They're going to give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and 8 from the 46. Lloyd says, I think Rodgers returns for one more season. I don't know. Because I don't think Tomlin's going to be back with the Steelers. And I don't think the Steelers want to hold on to Rodgers for another year. I think the only way the Steelers would want to hold on to Rodgers is if they won the Super Bowl. And if they win the Super Bowl, Rodgers isn't going to do that. Diggs with the catch over the middle. Caught, 1st down, gain of 9 yards when it was 2nd and 8. So they moved the chains again. 1st and 10 Patriots at the Ravens 37. But Lloyd, they've shown that every year at this time. Like it's not a this is what I mean. This is not anything new with the Steelers. These late season surges or collapses or whatever, but they're always right there at the end. Drake Maye, big bomb down the field. Caught! Touchdown! What a catch from Williams! And what a rainbow high-arcing shot from Drake Maye. Touchdown! New England Patriots. And are they going for 2? Woo! Unbelievable. Hell of a catch there from Kyle Williams. And now, going for 2 are the Patriots to make it a 3-point game if they get it. Drake Maye looks, tosses it, caught, and the 2-point conversion is good, and it's a 3-point game. Stevenson got it. Well, we got a flag down. And it looks to be on the Ravens. So this will stand 21-24. It is a 3-point game. Holding on to defense. Yep, that penalty's declined. 2-point is good. And it is now 21-24, and the Patriots right back in the game with 9:01 remaining in the fourth quarter. Drake Maye now 25 of 36 for 312. 2 touchdowns and a pick in this game. Drake Maye showing once again could be an MVP candidate. Could be the favorite to be the MVP. We're going to find out here. But the Ravens now, they have a chance to answer. They can answer and make it a 2-possession game yet again. Lloyd said, ballsy call indeed. Ballsy call on the throw. A hell of a catch from Kyle Williams. And then to do the 2-point conversion and to convert that, now you're only down 3. We got a game. We got a game here on Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. It's always fun to have a fun game. Looking on Twitter here to see people's reaction. People are, of course, going nuts. By the way, this is Drake Maye's first career 300-yard passing game. I didn't know that. There we go. Drake Maye, 312. As I mentioned before, 25 of 36, 312 for 2 touchdowns and a pick. This is his first 300-yard passing game. So Drake Maye making some personal history here on Sunday Night Football. Saturday, the Peacock holiday exclusive, which you can only watch on Peacock because fuck you, the Ravens and the Packers. Sunday night, Bears and 49ers on NBC and, of course, on the Cock. Because if you want to watch the NFL, it's only exclusively on the Cock, baby. Pecan says, Favre almost shut the Saints out of the Super Bowl. Boy, that Brett Favre interception in overtime of the NFC Championship, that's still something Minnesota fans will do. Minnesota fans feel like they are the most snake-bitten franchise, and it's like, nah. I mean, you're not great. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be returned up to the 31-yard line, it appears, for the Ravens, and that's where they'll take over. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Denver, the only team to have clinched in the AFC, by the way, sitting at 12-3. Now the Patriots sitting at number 2, 11-3. And they took it off the screen, so I couldn't see. But, yeah, you know how it goes. Pecan says that was one hell of a game. Talk about stress. That was Super Bowl 44. So, incomplete. Gonzalez with the defense on that one knocks the ball away. 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Ravens. That was 2009. Because the Giants were Super Bowl 42. That was the 2007 season. So 2008, 2009 season was Super Bowl 44. So that would have happened in January of 2010. Yeah. So that's when that game happened. The game happened in 2010, but it was the 2009 season. 2nd and 10. Hand off here. And that's going to be good for about 4 yards. Mitchell with the run. Keaton Mitchell. I don't know why I forgot his first name, but I did. Keaton Mitchell there, 4-yard run for the Ravens. Was I calling him Kenyon Mitchell before? I might have. That's just a screw up on my part. So now 3rd and 6 for the Ravens. Snoop trying to move the chains here. The Patriots trying to get them off the field. 8:06, 8:05 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Patriots bringing pressure. Throws. Caught! DeAndre Hopkins moves the chains. 8-yard completion. 1st down, Ravens to the 43-yard line. No, that's not the game that the overtime rules changed after, I think it was the Bills and Chiefs. That's when they changed the overtime rules. Well, that's going to be no gain on that particular play. Keaton Mitchell gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 from the 43 for the Ravens. Fanboy Slayer in the chat says, this is the end. Baltimore wins by 3. Vegas makes the call. I'm in Egypt. Snoop Hundley scrambles for about 3 yards. Going to be 3rd and 7 from their own 46. Another critical 3rd down here. Can the Patriots get them off the field? Was it? No, that was 2021? Where they started changing the play, because it used to be like, I don't know, they were weird with the goddamn playoff overtimes and the regular season overtimes, and the NFL is weird when it comes to how slowly they change rules or make sense in rules or have common sense in rules. 3rd and 7 throws. I thought that hit the ground. They're going to say Mark Andrews caught it, but it's still going to be short of the 1st down. 4th and 4 upcoming. I could have sworn that hit the ground. But we'll see. Do we think Fanboy Slayer in the chat is right? Do we think that the call has come in from Vegas for the Ravens to win this game by only 3 points? We're going to see. Ravens going for it here on 4th and 4. Next Gen Stats says punt the ball. That's the first time I've ever seen Next Gen say not go for it. That's the first time I've ever seen that. 4th and 4. Play clock at 2. Play clock at 1. And we've got a false start on the Ravens. Ravens got the false start. They thought they might have gotten the Patriots. Instead, they played themselves. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty and makes it 4th and 9. Mark Andrews jumped. Lloyd says the NFL kick return needs to go back to what it was. We can agree on that. I don't agree on that because the play was dying. You're never going to get the wedge back. You're never going to have the kick. It was just touchback. If you go back to that, the play's dead, and then they'll just stop. They'll start giving it to teams on the 25 or something. What they're doing now is the only way to save the kickoff as it is. Because the NFL is not going to go back to what it was. That's never happening. And not only that, what it was before they instituted this kickoff was nothing because it was always a touchback. It was a pointless play. At least now we've got returns back in the game. So punt is away for the Ravens, so the Patriots do stop them. And that punt is going to be downed at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 11. 5:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. And by the way, thank you for watching us from Egypt, Mr. Fanboy Slayer. 338. Thank you so much. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you like anything that you're watching, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button. Let people around the world know that we exist, like Fanboy Slayer from Egypt. Thank you so very much, Fanboy Slayer, for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. And in case you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube, hopefully to be monetized once we crush the threshold. Pecan says the only bad part is onside kicks. What, that you have to announce them? I guess no surprise onside kicks. But how often did those happen? And not only that, like we just saw last night, right here on this very channel, onside kicks, it can work. They do work. So, Lloyd says, hey, King, international version. Hey, look at me. Mr. Worldwide. New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Egypt, Cairo, worldwide. Hit you with a little of the pit bull there. Dale. I hate the WFAN fucking people they have working there. Had to do a little diatribe. We're back. Lloyd says there's soon to be an Indian version. This is Raj on the Stay Tuned Sports with the cricket match here going on. No, I'm sorry, that was very racist. Apparently, I'm gonna be canceled for that one. Drake Maye, 1st and 10, throws, caught. "21-yard pass down to Mac Hollins. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. So only a 20-yard pass there. Stevenson gets the pass out of the backfield, gain of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 from the 35. Kenneth wants to know who Pepperjack took in this game. I think she took the Patriots. Let me do a quick look-see here. I think she took the Patriots. She did indeed take the Patriots in this game. Throw over the middle to Diggs. Diggs is able to get that, and that's going to be a first down for the Patriots. 9 yards for Diggs. Gets it down to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Patriots under 4 minutes to play here. Yeah, no, Lloyd, I saw Kenneth ask me a question, and I answered it. Relax, Lloyd. Always so quick to jump on here. You know, there is a delay time between when I see the chat, when you guys see me talk, when you ask the question, when I see the question and I answer it, it's another delay. It takes time. Drake Maye with another deep pass here. That's going to be Diggs, and incomplete. That should have been, I think. I don't know. There were so many things happened on that play. Drake Maye almost tripped. He then launched it. It was caught. I mean, there's interference all over on that play. How they didn't throw a flag for interference. And he's dragging him down. And Humphrey could have intercepted that, and instead he swats it away. Oh, my God. So, first of all, that should have been pass interference, not called, because he was tackled before the ball even got there. He didn't survive the ground. That's why it's not a catch. By the way, that wasn't Diggs. That was Booty. And Vrabel letting the refs know, and he's absolutely right how that's not pass interference, I don't know. Of all the bullshit pass interference calls you see, the fact that you don't call that a blatant tackle on a deep pass, you don't call that pass interference, that's crazy. So 2nd and 10 now from the 44-yard line. 3:10 remaining in the 4th quarter. Maye takes the snap, throws. That's going to be caught. Good for 8 yards. Hooper. He gets that catch. He gets down to the Baltimore 48-yard line. 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. Clock stops on the out of bounds, so 3:05 remaining. Ravens bring pressure. Throw incomplete. They got broken up. It is now 4th down and 2. 3:02 remaining. Crafty in the chat. Great to see you again, Crafty. Says that was the worst no call of the season. It's up there. Here we go. 4th and 2 for the Patriots. Patriots and Baltimore both have all 3 timeouts remaining. So it's not exactly the end of the game. Patriots take the snap. Drake Maye throws. That's going to be completed to Diggs. And Diggs gets it down inside the 30 of Baltimore. 1st down, Patriots. They get it to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. New England. Humphrey had a great beat on that ball and just Just missed it. 2:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. Drake Maye from the 27-yard line steps back. Escapes the pressure, looks, throws low but caught. Matt Collins with the reception. Gain of 6 yards. Clock is ticking, 2:40 and counting. Second and 4 from the 21. Under center. Drake Maye takes the snap. This one's just going to be a handoff. Ramondre Stevenson goes touchdown, Patriots! And the Patriots are back on top, 27-24. Is that a case where maybe the Ravens let them score? You have all 3 timeouts. I don't know why you would try to hold them to at least 3 to keep them to tie. I would think. So I don't know. I don't think that was the strategy. Because now, especially because it's going to be a 4-point lead if they get the extra point, which they're going to go for, obviously. 27-24 to make it a 4-point game. Extra point, snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And it is indeed a 4-point game. New England, 28. The Ravens, 24. The Ravens were up 24-13 here in the fourth quarter. And the Patriots have come back and now have a 4-point lead with 2:07 remaining. Now, can Snoop Huntley lead the Ravens down the field? They get a game-winning touchdown because they need a touchdown. Field goal does them no good. Crafty said, no, they didn't let them score. It's just a case of the Ravens being ass. I mean, their defense has been questionable all year. I think we've established that. Their defense has been, for lack of a better term, wanting for most of the year. Crafty in the chat says the Patriots have been gutting out tough road games like this all season without getting any credit. And here they are. Again, New England's last win when trailing by 11+ in the fourth quarter was Super Bowl 51 with the famous game against the Falcons, 28-3. And again, they were trailing 28-9 in the fourth quarter in that game. So again, it's 11 points in the fourth quarter, but that was, of course, the 28-3 game, as we know. Ravens returned the kickoff, which was a short kick, but it did land in the landing zone just inside the 20. And the Ravens only get it up to about the 31, 32-yard line. 32 is where they will start. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. .203 remaining. Hi, Peppa. What are you doing? Don't get out of my special room. That's my special room. That's my room for empty boxes. Ali gets the catch out of the backfield. It's going to be a big loss there for the Ravens, and we have an injured Patriot down. We've reached the 2-minute warning with 1:57 remaining. And Carlton Davis, number 7, is the injured Patriot on the turf. By the way, it's going to be a 5-yard loss on first down, 2nd and 15 coming up from their own 27-yard line for the Ravens. the Ravens cannot be a wild card. It's division or nothing for them. And if they lose this game, they don't control their ability to win the North. Zay Flowers gets a reception, fumble, and the Patriots jump on it. That's going to do it. Oh, no, disaster for the Ravens. Disaster. Zay Flowers was looking to get a couple extra yards and fumbled it away. And that's going to be a first down for the Patriots deep in Ravens territory. Oh, no, they have 3 timeouts. But, I mean, the Patriots are already in field goal range. A field goal will make it a touchdown game, so then all the Ravens could hope to do is tie unless they go for 2 points, if that happens. And if the Patriots get a touchdown, then, I mean, it's just, oh, my God. Oh, my God, what a disaster. What a disaster for the Ravens. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 1st and 10 for Drake Maye and the Patriots. That's going to be a run of 5 yards down to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Patriots. Baltimore uses their first time out. Pecan in the chat says, poor Broncos. Listen, the Broncos had a chance to beat the lowly Jaguar. I mean, we're the Broncos, man. We're the Broncos. We're so good. We're the best team. We're not like, frauds or anything, being 12-2 and having just eked out wins here or there against teams that are much lesser than we supposedly are. We're the Broncos. In case you can't tell, I don't feel that bad for the Broncos. Hand off here to Stevenson. He's going to break it outside, and he goes down inbounds. And that's going to be the second timeout that Baltimore is going to have to use, but it's a first down for the Patriots. That's game. I mean, it's going to be the game. Baltimore can only stop the clock one more time. And it is just academic from here on out. First and 10 from the 21. Patriots, Drake Maye lines up under center. This is kind of like just a delayed victory formation. He kneels it down. And the Ravens are going to use their final timeout with 1:34 remaining. Crafty in the chat says, I used to hope that anyone from the AFC North other than the Steelers would win the division. Now I feel like they're the only one who does deserve to win it. I mean, this one is the Ravens are going to look back on this one and be like, man, they're going to look back on the whole season as a bit of a lost season. But like this game in particular, I think the Buffalo game earlier in the year, like there's just going to be a lot of that where they look back and are like, oh, before the snap, we have a stoppage in play. So 1:34 still remaining. I don't know why the Patriots called a timeout. So Patriots just looking to, they're going to kneel out the rest of this, obviously. And the Patriots, with this win, which they are going to get, will clinch a playoff berth. They'll be just the second team in the AFC to clinch there with the Broncos. Agreed, Crafty. Yeah, the Ravens have been blowing games like this all year. And they're going to look back and be like, oh, Drake Maye pulls it down, running it himself, gets the first down again, and now that's it. Slides down at about, the 7-9, they're going to say the 9-yard line. So first and goal for the Patriots, but obviously Baltimore can't stop the clock. That's going to keep the clock moving, and that is the game. Patriot fans there in Baltimore chanting MVP. They have to be careful because they will get murdered in Baltimore. That is something that will happen. Pecan in the chat says, seems like Lamar's injuries come at the worst times. There's a kneel down there. 47 seconds remaining. One more kneel down for the Patriots. And that will be the game. The Patriots come all the way back from down 11 points here in the fourth quarter. There it is, the final kneel down. It's the final kneel down. The Patriots win. They beat the Ravens in Baltimore. 28-24. The Patriots defeat the Baltimore Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, and the New England Patriots have clinched a playoff spot. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, it's been a fun day here. We watched 3 games. We saw the Giants and Vikings fumble fuck their way through a game. We watched the Jaguars go into Denver and make a pretty decent stamp on the AFC end this season with a 2-touchdown victory over the Denver Broncos. And now we have watched the New England Patriots come back from an 11-point fourth quarter deficit to defeat the Baltimore Ravens 28-24 and to clinch their spot in the 2025 NFL tournament, baby. So we'll see what happens coming up tomorrow when Paul's Indianapolis Colts, wearing their Indiana Knights uniform, all black, and actually doesn't look bad. I'm usually not a black for black's sake guy when it comes to the uniforms, but I'll give the Colts a pass. Looks good. As they will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers. As the Niners, they clinched the playoff spot due to the Lions losing today. So we'll see. Irish in the chat says, later, guys, got to go to work. Irish, thank you so much for joining us. Pecan, thank you for joining us. Kenneth, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, ELS. Thank you, everybody who joined us in the chat all day today. Thank you, guys, so much. You guys are marathoners as well. I appreciate you guys like nothing else. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the support you give this channel, for all the viewership that you give this channel. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, it means the absolute world to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I certainly hope to see you here tomorrow night for the 49ers versus the Colts. We'll be here for that. Again, if you like, before you get out of here, hit that like button. If you haven't, hit that share button. Share us with the world. Share the channel. Let people know that we exist. And, of course, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below. And until tomorrow night, my name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your Sunday and have a wonderful Monday, as wonderful as it could be. Hey, it's Christmas week, everybody.